What are you making today, Miss Martha? Well, I'm making venison meatballs with a spicy mango marinara sauce, and I'm also making a vegetable lasagna. For the venison meatballs, obviously, main ingredient is ground venison. I've had this in the freezer. One of my husband's hunting friends gave it to him back during hunting season. I'm going to use the venison. We've got seasoned breadcrumbs, eggs, Parmesan cheese, olive oil, a little bit of the herb bouillon, tomato paste, a little bit of salt, garlic powder, onion powder, I always say it wrong, but Tajin, ground sage, ground thyme, ground ginger, ground mustard. If I need a little liquid, while I'm mixing up to get the right texture that I want so I can scoop it out and drop it on the baking sheet and bake them in the oven, instead of using milk, which I'll use if I'm doing an Italian herb sausage or a ground beef meatball, I'm going to be using the same liquid that's going into my marinara sauce, which is a peach mango juice. That's the meatballs. Now to make the sauce that's going to go, the marinara sauce that's going to go on the meatballs, I've got to dice up. I have some sweet peppers, yellow onions. My garlic's already minced because you know Miss Martha I hate peeling and mincing garlic. I've got low sodium beef broth, coconut cream, diced tomatoes with chili. I'm only using a little bit of the tomato paste in the meatball, so the rest of the tomato paste is going into the sauce. I'll use a little bit more of the herb bouillon. I've got mango baby food. Yeah, it works. I've got the little mango snack cups. Fresh mango, it just tastes, I don't like the texture of it, but whatever. So this is what I'm using in the sauce. And for the spice for that, it's the same seasoning that went into the meatballs. Those spices, seasoning, are going into the sauce. But the added thing is, just don't overpower it, just a titch of peppermint extract and lime. That's going to be my sauce. So that will be put on the stove top and that will be simmering. So the meatballs will be made up, they'll go in the oven, the sauce will be on the stove and that will be simmering. And then I've got to make the filling. So I can set that aside and then slice the vegetables. The filling for my vegetable lasagna is, I've got ricotta cheese. I've got the cottage cheese, it's got pineapple in it. So I've got a little sweet spicy thing going on with the meal. I've got French onion dip. Eggs will also go over here. And mozzarella cheese. Where'd my Parmesan cheese go? That's right here somewhere. My Parmesan cheese. That's going to be the filling. Here's Miss Martha's cheat for lasagna. I'd be wearing myself thin if I'm trying to boil the noodles and cool those down or either make the noodles. No. I'm using a no-bake lasagna. Saves me all kinds of time because I could just layer. I could do my layers and I could just put this right in here and I don't have to burn my fingers using the hot noodles. So that's that part. The vegetable part for the vegetable lasagna. I've got some fresh mango. I'm going to slice it thin. I got baby spinach, mushrooms, these beautiful organic carrots, eggplant, zucchini, or green squash, whichever you call it in your neck of the woods, yellow squash. That's my vegetables. So I'm going to slice that thin and there'll be the vegetables that will go in the lasagna. So you'll have sauce, vegetables, lasagna sheet, ricotta cheese, sauce, vegetables, lasagna sheet, ricotta cheese, sauce. It depends on how many layers I can get into my pan. This is my lasagna pan here. I'll top it off with some of the reserved back mozzarella cheese and just a few little breadcrumbs so it'll have a little crust on the top of the lasagna. So I'll bake by the time I finish all this, the meatballs should come out and they can sit off to the side and they'll be waiting to serve with dinner. The lasagna will be baking in the oven. And Miss Martha will sit down, put her feet up and watch a little Netflix till my husband gets home and then I'll serve him up one of his favorite meals. So if you'll give me a few minutes, you go get yourself a cup of coffee, and I'll get rocking and rolling on the different stages here. First thing I'm going to do is get the meatballs, get those mixed up, because this is not too appetizing to have to deal with. I had to take off all my rings because I didn't want venison all up under my little ring. So I'll get started on that, and then we'll pick back up in a few minutes. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm just going to check in to show you I'm at the meatball rolling stage. All my ingredients will be listed in the description on the YouTube Miss Martha Loves to Cook digital cookbook page. So I'll scoop out so I can keep my proportions the size, but you still got to roll them by hand because it's a kind of a lean little meat there, so it will compact and make a nice beautiful meatball. Okay, so I'll keep going with this, and then I'm going to slice up the onions and the peppers and get that and the garlic over there simmering, and I'll add the ingredients. We'll pick up over there while these are in the oven, and we'll pick up over there on making the sauce. The marinara sauce is going to go for the meatballs and in the lasagna. So more stuff to do. I'll be back. Whew, that's heavy. I got 5½ dozen venison meatballs. They're large, on the large size, like 2-inch meatballs here. I only spent $100 on groceries at Wegmans today because the spices I already had in the pantry, and the meat was free. It was a gift from a friend, so you know that's economical. Well, this several meals, not just one meal, but several meals. They'll freeze nicely. But my husband, he's gonna, I don't know, he's gonna tear right into them. I think I heard him coming home already. He can just smell cooking, and I don't even have them in the oven yet. I'm gonna put these in the oven, then we're gonna start on the sauce. Okay, the meatballs are in the oven. I've got the peppers and the onions diced, and I have the mango, little cups of mango, they're drained. They're gonna go into a hot skillet with a little olive oil in it. And then we're gonna add in the rest of the ingredients. My video is gonna run long, I can already tell, because I've still got to go make up the lasagna over there. So check the description for the amount of the ingredients that are going in it. We already reviewed them at the beginning of the video. Be right back. I was just gonna tell you I had the sauce assembled, but let's take the meatballs out. Cut off the timer. Fogged up my glasses, can't see. Oh, they're gorgeous. Venison meatballs. Let's put them over here on a wire rack. Close the oven up because I'm going to have lasagna going in there in just a minute. Can you see how beautiful the sauce is looking? It's going to simmer over here while I slice up the vegetables that are going to go into the vegetable lasagna. And remember, I have my shortcut. I don't have to boil the pasta or boil the noodles or make the pasta to make the noodles. I'm going to use the oven ready boxed lasagna sheets. I got this turned down to simmer. All right. Wish you had smell-o-vision. It's delicious in here. Okay, let's meet over there at assembling the lasagna. Okay, the meatballs are done. I showed you all those earlier when they came out the oven. How beautiful those venison meatballs are. The sauce is done. This is just part of it that's going to go in the vegetable lasagna. The others over there to wait to put on the meatballs when I'm ready to serve those. So we've got to make the filling. All the vegetables have been chopped. I've got organic carrots, eggplant, mushrooms, mango, yellow and green squash, and fresh spinach. That's the vegetables that go in the vegetable lasagna. Let's make the filling. I've got cottage cheese with pineapple. French onion dip. Ricotta cheese. All the proportions and ingredients will be listed in the description of the YouTube video. I've got 4 eggs that are beaten. They're also going to go in. And I'm going to use a ½ teaspoon of ground sage. I always want to go out. And 1 teaspoon of Tajin. Okay. So I'm going to mix this up, and I will pick back up and we're going to start assembling. Ideally, I would have mixed this up earlier and put it back into the refrigerator, let it chill to thicken back up a little bit. But if you follow Miss Martha's cookbook page here, you know my refrigerator is full of homemade coconut cake croquettes. I don't have room to put it back in the refrigerator. So let's get to assembling. I'm going to start off with, we're going to put a little bit of the sauce in the bottom of the pan, just a little bit. And we're going to start laying out some of the veg. Then we're going to go with our stuffing. And we're going to go with our already made lasagna sheets. Oven ready. I'm going to boil them first. We're going to go with the mozzarella cheese and a little bit of Parmesan cheese. So my ready-made pasta sheets, they've got wet on each side of it. Now we'll start back over. We'll go with some of the sauce. Some of the veg. Some of the cream. Pasta sheets. Mozzarella. I do things differently when I'm doing my regular lasagna and I'm using, ground meat or Italian sausage or even plant-based impossible meat. But this works best when I'm using this little oven ready. All right, I'm not going to sit here and keep the video running. I'm going to go ahead and finish my layers, and then we're going to put this in the oven to bake. I'll be right back. Okay, finishing touches on it. I just wanted to let you see how beautiful the lasagna looks. I put the little cheese to cover all up on top. Vegetable lasagna. Mozzarella, a little bit of Parmesan. Pick it up so you can get a closer view. We'll have to put this in the oven to bake for 1 hour, 350 degrees. My venison meatballs, they're already done. I won't sauce them up until it's time to serve, but we'll drizzle them with sauce on a platter. That's the sauce that we made, a spicy mango sauce. So thank you for watching. I'm not going to leave the video paused for a whole hour while the lasagna bakes, but I'll let the thumbnail be the finished picture of all the cooking. I've enjoyed this meal, preparing this meal with you. I enjoy sharing the recipes with you. I hope that you'll like and subscribe. Miss Martha loves to cook. And God bless.